Welcome, dear friends, to Blissful Heaven. Why is there something rather than nothing? In today's episode, we embark on an epic journey through one of the most profound and enduring questions in philosophy, science, and metaphysics. This puzzle cuts across various fields and perspectives, touching on the origins of the universe, the nature of existence, and the limitations of human understanding. Sit back, relax, and let's dive deep into the mysteries of our existence with a friendly and engaging tone. Section 1. Philosophical Perspective. Existential Inquiry. Philosophers have long grappled with the question of why there is something rather than nothing. Leibniz, a prominent thinker in the 17th century, posited that there must be a sufficient reason for the existence of the universe. According to him, this reason lies in a necessary being or first cause that brings about everything else. This concept is closely related to the idea of metaphysical necessity, where certain entities must exist by the very nature of reality itself. Leibniz's principle of sufficient reason suggests that everything must have a reason or cause. This principle forms the foundation of many arguments in metaphysics and cosmology. For Leibniz, the existence of God was the ultimate explanation for the existence of the universe. He argued that God, as a necessary being, chose to create the best possible world out of all the potential worlds. Other philosophers, such as Aristotle, also addressed this question. Aristotle's concept of the unmoved mover is another attempt to explain the existence of the universe. According to Aristotle, there must be a primary cause that is itself uncaused, which sets everything else into motion. This unmoved mover is the ultimate source of all existence and change in the universe. Metaphysical necessity versus contingency. Metaphysical necessity refers to the idea that certain things must exist and cannot fail to exist. For example, mathematical truths such as 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 are often considered metaphysically necessary because they are true in all possible worlds. In contrast, contingent things are those that could have failed to exist or could have been different. Some philosophers argue that the universe, or some fundamental aspect of it, might exist necessarily. This means that the existence of the universe is not a mere accident but a fundamental feature of reality. This line of thinking leads to the idea that there might be a metaphysical necessity for existence itself, which we may not fully understand. The principle of plenitude. The principle of plenitude is another philosophical concept that addresses the question of why there is something rather than nothing. This principle, which has its roots in ancient Greek philosophy, suggests that all possible forms of existence will eventually be realized. In other words, the universe contains every possible type of entity and state of affairs. This principle implies that the existence of something rather than nothing is inevitable because it includes all possibilities. Plato's theory of forms also aligns with the principle of plenitude. According to Plato, the physical world is a reflection of a higher realm of perfect and eternal forms. These forms represent all possible kinds of things, from mathematical entities to abstract concepts. The physical world, therefore, participates in these forms, leading to the existence of diverse and varied entities. Existentialist perspectives. Existentialist philosophers such as Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus approach the question of existence from a different angle. For existentialists, the focus is not on discovering why things exist but on how individuals respond to their own existence. Sartre famously declared that existence precedes essence, meaning that human beings first exist and then create their own meaning and purpose through their actions and choices. Camus, on the other hand, explored the absurdity of existence. In his essay The Myth of Sisyphus, Camus describes the human struggle to find meaning in a seemingly indifferent and chaotic universe. He argues that the recognition of this absurdity is the first step towards living an authentic and meaningful life. For existentialists, the question of why there is something rather than nothing is less important than how individuals navigate their own existence and find personal significance. Section 2. Scientific Perspective. Quantum mechanics in the vacuum state. In the realm of physics, the concept of nothing is far from a simple void. Even in the absence of matter, the vacuum of space is teeming with activity. Quantum mechanics, the branch of physics that deals with the behavior of particles at the smallest scales, reveals that empty space is actually filled with fluctuating energy fields and virtual particles. Quantum fluctuations are temporary changes in the amount of energy in a point in space, as predicted by Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. These fluctuations can cause particles to appear and disappear spontaneously. This phenomenon suggests that the universe could have arisen from a quantum vacuum, where energy fluctuations led to the creation of particles and eventually entire galaxies. The Casimir effect is a well-known demonstration of quantum fluctuations. When two uncharged parallel plates are placed very close together in a vacuum, they experience an attractive force due to the difference in vacuum energy between the plates and the surrounding space. This effect provides tangible evidence of the dynamic nature of the quantum vacuum. The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is the prevailing scientific explanation for the origin of the universe. According to this theory, the universe began as an extremely hot and dense singularity around 13.8 billion years ago. This singularity then rapidly expanded in a massive explosion, leading to the formation of matter, energy, and the cosmic structures we observe today. Cosmic inflation, a key component of the Big Bang Theory, proposes that the universe underwent a brief period of exponential expansion immediately after the initial explosion. This rapid expansion smoothed out any irregularities and set the stage for the formation of galaxies and other cosmic structures. The cosmic microwave background radiation (CMB) is a crucial piece of evidence supporting the Big Bang Theory. The CMB is the faint glow of radiation left over from the early universe, and it provides a snapshot of the universe just 380,000 years after the Big Bang. By studying the CMB, scientists can gain insights into the conditions and processes that shaped the early universe. Multiverse Hypothesis. The multiverse hypothesis suggests that our universe is just one of many universes that exist simultaneously. According to this theory, there could be an infinite number of universes, each with its own set of physical laws and constants. This idea stems from various branches of physics, including cosmology, string theory, and quantum mechanics. Eternal inflation, a concept proposed by physicist Alan Guth, suggests that different regions of space can experience inflation at different rates. This could lead to the creation of bubble universes within an ever-expanding multiverse. Each bubble universe could have its own unique properties, potentially explaining why our universe has the specific conditions necessary for life. The anthropic principle. The anthropic principle is a philosophical consideration that attempts to explain why the universe has the properties that allow for the existence of life. According to this principle, the universe must have certain conditions for intelligent observers to exist and contemplate it. There are two main versions of the anthropic principle. Weak anthropic principle. This version states that the observed properties of the universe are not surprising because only a universe with such properties could produce observers capable of asking these questions. Strong anthropic principle. This version suggests that the universe's properties are not just necessary for observers to exist but are in some sense fine-tuned to support life. This fine-tuning implies that the universe is designed or has a purpose beyond mere chance. Quantum cosmology. Quantum cosmology is an area of theoretical physics that applies the principles of quantum mechanics to the entire universe. One of the key questions in quantum cosmology is how the universe transitioned from a quantum state to the classical state we observe today. The Wheeler-DeWitt equation is a fundamental equation in quantum cosmology that describes the wave function of the universe. This equation attempts to unify general relativity and quantum mechanics, providing a framework for understanding the origins and evolution of the universe. The no-boundary proposal, put forward by physicists James Hartle and Stephen Hawking, suggests that the universe has no initial singularity or boundary. According to this proposal, the universe's history can be described as a smooth, rounded surface, much like the surface of a sphere. This idea implies that the universe could have spontaneously emerged from a quantum state without a specific beginning. Section 3. Theological Perspective. Existence of a creator or necessary being. Many religious and spiritual traditions address the question of why there is something rather than nothing by positing the existence of a creator or necessary being. This being is often considered eternal, self-existent, and the source of all that exists. Different traditions have their own interpretations and names for this being, but the underlying idea remains consistent. Classical theism is a philosophical and theological stance that asserts the existence of a transcendent, omnipotent, omniscient, and benevolent God. According to classical theism, God is the necessary being who provides the ultimate explanation for the existence of the universe. This view is prominent in the Abrahamic religions, including Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. The ontological argument, formulated by St. Anselm, is a famous philosophical argument for the existence of God. Anselm argued that the very concept of a perfect being implies its existence. He reasoned that if we can conceive of a being greater than which nothing can be imagined, then this being must exist both in the mind and in reality. Creation ex nihilo. The concept of creation ex nihilo, Latin for creation out of nothing, is a central tenet in many religious traditions. This doctrine holds that the universe was created by a divine being from an absolute void, without the use of pre-existing materials. This idea contrasts with other creation myths that involve the transformation or ordering of pre-existing chaos. In Christian theology, the doctrine of creation ex nihilo is rooted in the biblical narrative of Genesis, where God is described as creating the world by merely speaking it into existence. This doctrine emphasizes the power and sovereignty of God, who brings the universe into being without relying on any pre-existing materials. Judaism also embraces the concept of creation ex nihilo, particularly in the mystical teachings of Kabbalah. The idea of ayin, or nothingness, is central to Kabbalistic cosmology, where it is believed that the divine emanated the universe from an infinite void. In Islam, the Quran describes God, Allah, as the ultimate creator who brings everything into existence by his will. The notion of God creating the universe out of nothing is a reflection of his omnipotence and transcendence. Cosmological argument. The cosmological argument is another important theological perspective on the existence of the universe. This argument asserts that everything that exists has a cause, and since the universe exists, it must have a cause. This cause, according to proponents of the argument, is God. Thomas Aquinas formulated several versions of the cosmological argument in his work Summa Theologica. One of the most well-known is the argument from contingency, which posits that all contingent beings require an external cause to exist. Since the universe is a collection of contingent beings, it must ultimately depend on a necessary being, which is God. Another version is the Kalam cosmological argument, which has its roots in Islamic philosophy. This argument asserts that the universe had a beginning, and since everything that begins to exist has a cause, the universe must have a cause. This cause is identified as God, the eternal creator. Theological perspectives on existence and purpose. Many theological traditions not only address the question of why there is something rather than nothing but also explore the purpose and meaning of existence. In these perspectives, the existence of the universe is often seen as part of a divine plan or purpose. Christianity teaches that the universe was created by God with a specific purpose, and human beings are part of that purpose. According to Christian doctrine, humans are created in the image of God and are called to fulfill God's will on earth. This perspective provides a framework for understanding the existence of the universe and the role of humanity within it. Hinduism offers a different but equally profound perspective on existence and purpose. According to Hindu cosmology, the universe undergoes cycles of creation, preservation, and destruction, governed by the deities Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. The purpose of existence is to realize one's true nature and achieve moksha, or liberation from the cycle of rebirth. Buddhism also addresses the question of existence but from a different angle. Rather than focusing on the creation of the universe, Buddhism emphasizes the nature of suffering and the path to enlightenment. The concept of dependent origination explains that everything exists in a web of interconnected causes and conditions. Understanding this principle leads to the realization of the impermanent and interdependent nature of all things. Section 4. Mystical and Existential Perspectives. The Mystery of Being. Some traditions and thinkers embrace the mystery of existence as an unanswerable or sacred question. This perspective acknowledges that the question of why there is something rather than nothing may be beyond human comprehension, and that the search for an answer is itself a meaningful journey. Mysticism in various religious traditions often emphasizes the experiential and transcendent aspects of existence. Mystics seek direct encounters with the divine or ultimate reality, beyond the limitations of rational thought and language. These experiences often lead to a sense of awe and wonder at the mystery of existence. Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam, teaches that the ultimate goal of existence is to achieve a union with the divine. Sufi poets like Rumi have eloquently expressed the profound mystery of existence and the longing for a deeper connection with the divine. Existentialist perspectives. Existentialist philosophers such as Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus offer a different approach to the question of existence. They focus on the individual's experience of being and the search for meaning in a seemingly indifferent and chaotic universe. Jean-Paul Sartre argued that existence precedes essence, meaning that humans first exist and then define their own purpose and values through their actions. This perspective places the responsibility for creating meaning squarely on the individual, rather than seeking external answers. Albert Camus explored the concept of the absurd, the conflict between humans' desire for meaning and the universe's apparent lack of it. In The Myth of Sisyphus, Camus compares the human condition to the Greek myth of Sisyphus, who is condemned to eternally push a boulder up a hill only for it to roll back down. Camus suggests that by embracing the absurdity of existence and continuing to live authentically, individuals can find their own form of meaning and fulfillment. Consciousness as a fundamental aspect of reality. Another intriguing perspective on the question of existence is the idea that consciousness itself may be fundamental to reality. This view challenges the traditional materialist notion that consciousness arises solely from physical processes in the brain. Panpsychism is a philosophical position that suggests that consciousness is a fundamental and ubiquitous aspect of the universe. According to panpsychism, all matter possesses some form of consciousness, however rudimentary. This perspective implies that the universe itself is imbued with a form of awareness, and the emergence of complex consciousness in humans and other beings is a natural extension of this underlying reality. Integrated Information Theory (IIT), proposed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi, offers a scientific framework for understanding consciousness. IIT posits that consciousness arises from the integration of information within a system. According to this theory, the degree of consciousness corresponds to the system's capacity to integrate information, and this principle can apply to both biological and non-biological entities. Eastern philosophies, such as those found in Hinduism and Buddhism, have long recognized the interconnectedness of consciousness and reality. In Advaita Vedanta, a school of Hindu philosophy, the ultimate reality is described as Brahman, a pure consciousness that underlies all existence. According to this view, individual consciousness, Atman, is a manifestation of Brahman, and realizing this unity is the key to spiritual liberation. Section 5. Interdisciplinary Perspectives. Philosophical Naturalism. Philosophical naturalism is the view that everything can be explained through natural processes and scientific inquiry. This perspective rejects supernatural explanations and seeks to understand the universe and existence through empirical observation and rational analysis. Materialism is a related concept that asserts that only physical matter exists and that all phenomena, including consciousness and existence, can be explained by physical processes. Materialists argue that the question of why there is something rather than nothing can be addressed through scientific investigation, focusing on the physical and natural causes of the universe. Emergentism. Emergentism is a philosophical perspective that suggests that complex properties and phenomena arise from the interactions of simpler elements. This view can be applied to the question of existence by proposing that the universe and its properties emerge from the interactions of fundamental particles and forces. Complexity theory and systems theory are fields of study that explore how complex systems and behaviors emerge from simple rules and interactions. These theories provide a framework for understanding how the intricate structures and dynamics of the universe, including life and consciousness, can arise from basic physical principles. Information theory. Information theory is a mathematical framework for quantifying and analyzing information. This theory has applications in various fields, including physics, computer science, and biology. Some researchers propose that information itself may be a fundamental aspect of reality, underlying the physical universe. Digital physics is a speculative field that explores the idea that the universe can be understood as a vast computational system. According to this view, the fundamental nature of reality is informational, and the physical universe is a manifestation of underlying computational processes. This perspective offers a novel way of addressing the question of why there is something rather than nothing, by suggesting that existence is a result of informational patterns and computations. Section 6. Reflecting on the question. The limits of human understanding. One of the most challenging aspects of the question, why is there something rather than nothing, is the recognition of the limits of human understanding. This question touches on the deepest and most profound aspects of reality, which may be beyond our cognitive and conceptual capacities. Epistemology, the study of knowledge, explores the limits of what we can know and understand. Some philosophers argue that certain questions, including the nature of existence, may be inherently unknowable. This perspective acknowledges the humility and wonder that comes with exploring the mysteries of the universe. The value of the question. Despite the challenges, the question of why there is something rather than nothing remains valuable and significant. It encourages us to reflect on the nature of existence, our place in the universe, and the ultimate meaning and purpose of life. This inquiry fosters a sense of curiosity, wonder, and philosophical exploration that enriches our understanding of the world. Personal reflections. As we conclude this journey through various perspectives on the question of existence, it's important to reflect on what these insights mean for us as individuals. Each person may resonate with different aspects of the philosophical, scientific, theological, and mystical approaches we've explored. The search for meaning and understanding is a deeply personal journey, and there is no single answer that satisfies everyone. Thank you for joining us on this profound exploration of one of philosophy's most enduring questions. Why is there something rather than nothing? We've journeyed through diverse perspectives from the philosophical and scientific to the theological and mystical, in our quest to understand why there is something rather than nothing. While no single answer may satisfy all curiosities, each viewpoint contributes to our collective understanding of existence. Embracing the mystery. It's essential to recognize that some questions might remain mysteries, eluding definitive answers. Embracing this mystery can be a source of wonder and inspiration, driving us to continually explore and seek deeper understanding. The intersection of science and philosophy. As we've seen, the question of existence sits at the intersection of science and philosophy. Scientific inquiry provides us with insights into the physical processes that govern the universe, while philosophical reflection helps us grapple with the fundamental nature and meaning of these processes. Personal journey. Ultimately, the question of why there is something rather than nothing invites us to embark on a personal journey of reflection and discovery. Each individual's search for meaning and purpose is unique, shaped by their experiences, beliefs, and aspirations. Continued exploration. As we continue to explore the mysteries of existence, we are reminded of the importance of curiosity, openness, and humility. The quest for understanding is a never-ending journey, one that enriches our lives and deepens our appreciation for the universe and our place within it. Thank you for joining us on this profound exploration of one of philosophy's most enduring questions. Why is there something rather than nothing? Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your friends. Until next time, keep pondering and exploring the vast mysteries of our existence.